Welcome back to segment two of Super Bowl 101. And it's pandemonium in New Orleans right now as I am watching the Super Bowl pregame show. And it's all decked out in Mardi Gras colors. And we'll talk more about that in a little while. And we're going to do some great plays and moments in Super Bowl history, great moments. But first, we're going to have the segment two trivia question of Super Bowl 101. And who has won the most Super Bowl MVP awards? I'll have the answer later in the podcast. Now we're going to have the top 5 great moments in Super Bowl history that I selected. Number 1 is Ben Roethlisberger to Holmes. What was better, QB Ben Roethlisberger's precision to strike the back corner of the end zone, crippled through 3 Arizona Cardinals, or wide receiver Santonio Holmes' ability to snatch it while keeping his toes down as he fell out of bounds with 35 seconds on the clock. Beautifully executed all the way around, and it gave the Pittsburgh Steelers a record 6th Lombardi Trophy as they rallied for a 27-23 victory in Super Bowl 43. Number two great moment in Super Bowl history, Montana to Taylor. The 49ers game winning march began with quarterback Joe Montana surveying the stands and asking teammates in the huddle, "Isn't that John Candy?" Joe Cool indeed. 11 plays and 12 yards later, wide receiver John Taylor caught the decisive 10-yard pass from Montana with 34 seconds to go as the Niners overcame the Cincinnati Bengals 20-16 in Super Bowl 23. That was number 2. Number 3 that I have is Terry Porter's pick 6 with QB Peyton Manning and the Indianapolis Colts 31 yards from a game-tying touchdown with less than 4 minutes to go in Super Bowl 44. The New Orleans Saints corner swiped a pass intended for wide receiver Reggie Wayne and set sail for a game-winning icing 74-yard TD. Number 4 that I selected, Doug Williams comeback. The Washington quarterback crumbled to the turf while being sacked in the first quarter. His surgically repaired left knee hyperextended with his team trailing the Denver Broncos 10-0, but would miss just 2 plays before launching 4 TD passes in the next period on his way to becoming MVP and the first black quarterback to win a Super Bowl as Washington cruised to a 42-10 rout in Super Bowl 22. That was my number 4 pick. Number 5, John Elway's helicopter. The 37-year-old Broncos quarterback in desperate pursuit of his first title after being blown out in his first 3 Super Bowl Sunday starts famously went airborne and was spun around by Packers defenders on an 8-yard third quarter run, that gave Denver a first and goal, It set up MVP Terrell Davis' go-ahead touchdown run in Super Bowl 32, which the Broncos eventually won 31-24. That was my number 5. Those are my tops, not top 6, top 5. And those are my top 5 moments, great moments in Super Bowl history. And And those are those are my top five. I'm going to do a few more. Let me, we've had some great moments, and this game today should be a real fun game to watch by far. And uh, this should be a fun game to watch by far. And and but this should and uh, I'm going to give you another. Here's another great moment in Super Bowl history. This will be number six. Pivotal, shocking, unforgettable. The New England Patriots undrafted rookie quarterback made the rarest plays, scratching from the jaws of defeat by intercepting quarterback Russell Wilson at the goal line with uh, at the goal line with 20 seconds left to preserve a 28-24 win in Super Bowl 49. And that's Malcolm Butler's interception, as you might have figured out. And Super Bowl 49, I said 20, I say Super Bowl 49. And in the process, Butler derailed the Seattle Seahawks dynamic bid and launched a lifetime of second guessing for the legends who screwed Seattle coach Pete Carroll for not directing Wilson to hand off to running back Marshawn Beast Mode Lynch, who had already scored this day. Last yet, certainly not least, but Butler saved Patriots quarterback Tom Brady and coach Bill Belichick from the narrative that they were only 3-3 in Super Bowls to that point, and way to just do your job, Malcolm Butler. And that's number six. And we're gonna get to. I'll do another one in just a moment. But right now, it is time to reveal the answer to segment two, Super Bowl 101 trivia question.
Yeah. They're trying to do something that nobody has done. They're trying to win.
Who has the most Super Bowls and who has the most Super Bowl MVP awards? That was the question. And if you said Tom Brady, you are correct. Tom Brady has won 7 Super Bowl MVP awards. And I have another trivia question in my next segment. And segment number 3, so stay tuned for that.
What do you think of the stall setup?
Now I'm gonna.
Stalls though, Charles, which is pretty incredible.
We're gonna do David Tyree's helmet catch. Most coaches would cringe if their quarterback threw into triple coverage in the middle of the field while scrambling amid a broken play. But that's what New York Giants star Eli Manning did, and Tyree famously managed to pin the pass against his helmet on the other end of the 32-yard hookup with 59 seconds to go. 4 plays later, Manning hit wide receiver Flexco Burgess for the game-winning TD as the Giants shocked the previously undefeated Patriots in Super Bowl 42. That was
the game program. We got Aaron Andrews, Kevin Burkhardt,
and
Brady, Tom
this is one. What I'm going to do now. Wide right, and you might. That's where the Buffalo Bills kicker Scott Norwood's 47-yard field goal try barely missed with 4 seconds left in Super Bowl 25. The Giants hung on for a 20-19 win, and Buffalo would never get any closer to a title despite reaching Super Sunday 3 more times. But hopefully one of these years, I think Buffalo will win a Super Bowl. And so we shall see.
Some of the linemen, they pick up their game plan. They'll go through their protections. They'll go through things to make them calm.
Adam Vinatieri's Super Bowl 36 field goal.
Well, he didn't
Yeah, this
score
is
it.
number 8,
He
my
can't
number
really
8
say
one.
It's for the whole thing.
On the final snap of the Patriots' left kicker split the uprights from 48 yards. He was celebrating before the ball went through, literally kickstarting the New England dynasty and completing one of the Super Bowl's biggest upsets as the Pats knocked off the heavily favored greatest show on turf Rams 20 to 17.
Jalen Hurts.
Vinatieri
Super Bowl
would trill
saw that emotional
and only
field as the Kansas City
slightly
Chiefs
less
were-
dynamic field goal in the
What do you
final
think about
seconds
right now, Joel?
2 years later to beat the Carolina
For
Panthers.
Super Bowl, we lost. So he's not going to have that same excitement that Saquon has, where he's experiencing this for the first time. He's going to be focused. This is
And
business thing. He's probably going to talk to AJ Brown a bunch about.
this is my number 9 one, James White,
Excellence, right?
in overtime.
Eagles lost
The anonymous third down back of the Patriots ran 2 yards to glory on the first and still only Super Sunday overtime, capping New England's epic comeback against the Atlanta Falcons in Super Bowl 51, while boasting his Super Bowl single game record point total to 20. So that's another one.
Off the field, you can feel the pain. Just lost.
Here, it's my number 10 one.
Sure that we increase the talent level.
Here, number 1 in his title, Joe Namath.
You guys got like
Namath's
whiteboard.
raised index finger as
If we don't have
he jogged off the Orange Bowl field
on the field.
after the New York Jets' monumental Super Bowl
I'm the
upset
GM of the Eagles.
of the Baltimore Colts in Super Bowl
We're
3
looking for talented
and
good people.
said it all,
This one champion.
especially after the MVP's famous pregame guarantee that the 13-point underdogs would prevail. And if he had not guaranteed that, he would not be where he is today. And that is absolutely true.
It's hard to play in the National
So
Football
again, that was very monumentous.
Man.
And then
Zach Bond, free agent acquisition.
here's another one, a Terry Bradshaw one, because today is also to be declared Terry Bradshaw Day.
To pick up this pass.
Terry Bradshaw's
Very special to be able to tell
KOD as he launched what would prove to be the decisive 64-yard touchdown pass to wide receiver Lynn Swan in the fourth quarter of Super Bowl X. The chin of the Steelers quarterback was introduced to the helmet of Dallas Cowboys defensive lineman Larry Cole. Bradshaw was out before he hit the ground and wouldn't play again in the game, but his throw earned Pittsburgh its second ring. So that was another one of the greatest moments in Super Bowl history.
If we have a vision and then we talk to the coaches and their vision aligns, that player has a great chance for success.
You got one of the best front offices in all of
Now here's another one. I'm going to do Favre to Rising. Kings Brett Favre on the Green Bay. Favre to Rising. Let me start that again. Favre to Rising. Vintage Brett Favre on the Green Bay Packers' second play of Super Bowl 31. The MVP quarterback called an audible before launching a 54-yard touchdown to wide receiver Andre Rison, streaking down the middle of the field. Favre sprinted after his receiver helmet held aloft, and Green Bay was on its way to its first title in 29 years. And that's another one of them. That was number 11.
Some of the guys, Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith, Jordan Davis, Cam Jordan, N'Kobe Dean. He brings in Saquon.
Let's see, we'll do one more.
Johnson comes back. He hires.
We'll do a Phillies special, which is going to be my 12th one. It's already earned its spot in Super Bowl lore as the enduring moment of the Philadelphia Eagles' long-awaited Super Bowl 52 victory. However, quarterback Nick Foles' 1-yard touchdown grab from tight end Trey Burton off a reverse on 4th and goal just before halftime was really more gutsy than the conclusive, given the Patriots eventually overcame temporarily the 22-12 hole that they fell into on the play. But that was the Eagles' first Super Bowl victory.
Malata,
And
the best left tackles in the league, who had never played football. He finds talent where others can't. He's playing checkers when other GMs seem to be playing chess. He's playing chess, he's playing chess. Let me add one thing that is also very impressive. He is not afraid to say, "I made a mistake." When he
This was a
contract to like
49ers goal line stand. This will be the 15th and final. Up 20-7 in the third quarter of Super Bowl 16. San Francisco turned the Bengals away 3 times from the 1-yard line,
guys gone. So that takes a special.
including linebacker Dan Funches, open field tackle of Charles Alexander on a third down swing pass. The 49ers would hang on for a 26-21 win for their first title. So that was their first one for them. And that's going to wrap up segment 2. I'll be back with
he changed coordinators. He brought in new
segment number 3 coming up, which we'll talk about more about the game today. And that is coming up after I download after I upload the video and tell people to check it out on Facebook. So stay tuned. More Super Bowl 101 coming up.